In recent years, companies and organizations in the water sector have more and more focused on the implementation of efficiency measures to cope with demands of the public and ever tighter budgets. In the Netherlands, the implementation of efficiency measures is a part of the Dutch culture.
Efficiency and attempting to increase efficiency is, I would say, part and parcel of Dutch culture, the Dutch working environment. You know, I mean, there is, I think, a natural tendency for people to want to be productive and want to, you know, increase their efficiency where possible.
The implementation of efficiency measures is an important activity, since it gives the organizations the ability to achieve their objectives.
I think in a dynamic drinking water sector, we should think in terms of technological developments, unbundling, more competition.
So, let's now look at two organizations in the Dutch water sector that have implemented efficiency measures to better manage their resources. The first organization we will look at is UNESCO-IHE, an institute for water education and capacity building located in Delft. It provides research, education, and capacity building activities in the fields of water, environment, and infrastructure.
What is the definition of efficiency? And one of the definitions is to minimize the waste of time in order to deliver a product. Of course, the question is that in the context of IHE, what is the product? The product is trained brains, people who go out with knowledge that is more as compared to when they came in. And also new knowledge that is being generated through research programs and activities. In doing this efficiency test, which is very important, or measure the efficiency of individuals and institutions, is set the task, have a measurement methodology, and evaluate. So
IHE implemented a time writing system for all his staff. All the IHE staff needs to write time to measure, to give us the ability to measure our time expenditure. And in time expenditure we have set some, we call it key performance indicators. Indicators how you can measure your performance. We have set a key performance indicator on time writing, and we call that productivity. And that is what we measure in our institute and what we benchmark, because we have also colleague institutes, universities, and there are also other consultant companies. And with that key performance indicator in time writing, the productivity, we can benchmark how others are performing and how we are performing, and if we should improve. So time writing is for us a means to measure our efficiency, what we are doing, keep on checking what people are performing, and set targets to staff, what we expect from them in productivity. And in that way we try to improve our efficiency.
So these little indicators that, what is how many hours are being utilized to implement a certain project, and what is the ratio between the time input and the financial resources on the other hand, that's an important indicator of efficiency.
What could be the impacts of implementing efficiency measures?
Activities. So on the one hand, we have people who are overloaded. On the other hand, we have unutilized funds. We have quite a large research fund available for programmatic activities, and those funds are not being utilized the way we would like to. So how to resolve that dichotomy is an issue. To use the funds available at the same time not to make people overloaded. That's this is nothing new. Maybe we knew that for quite some time, but this is an issue where this efficiency test, and particularly the time writing, helped us to identify what the critical areas are.
And we're going to set targets to improve our productivity, our number of billable hours to donors. If you start doing that, the consequence could be that people are starting writing time on projects, on productive projects. But it doesn't mean that that time is also paid. So what we saw when we started to implement productivity as an efficiency measure is that people start writing time, more and more time billable, and our average rate decreased. Our average selling rate, the number of money we earn divided by the productive hours, is our average selling rate, that decreased. So what happens is that people, in a response of us, of management, saying, hey, you need to be productive, they start writing time, more time than they could bill. So you always have to think, what is the consequence of this measure? What could be the negative consequence? And in our case, we saw, hey, our average rate is decreasing. Okay, so let's also introduce a new performance indicator, namely the average time or the average rate.
So, let's now look at the second organization, VITENZ. VITENZ is a water utility located in the Netherlands and was established in 2006. VITENZ is the largest water utility with 5.4 million customers.
Yeah, VITENZ, like all the other water companies in the Netherlands, has a benchmarking system. So we are part of a system in which water utilities compare their performance based on a set of key performance indicators. And this is something that was already implemented in the 90s, but it has developed, and nowadays it's completely part of all the processes in the company. So on all levels there is performance indicators which are used to measure the effectiveness of certain measures. There is also a special department. We have a department of finance and control, and the control department at the end is in charge of collecting all those data, putting them into management reports, communicating them to the management, and also later on providing to the VEWIN, which is at least a certain set of those data, to the VEWIN, the Society of the Dutch Water Utilities.
Water experts argued that benchmarking system is a powerful tool to improve the water organization's efficiency.
If you look at water utilities and the water boards, they picked that up and are increasingly picking that up in different ways. And one of the things, and that's because it's a subject I'm interested in, they do that through these benchmarking exercises. And if you look at the results of these benchmarking exercises and at the papers, including our own paper, you see that if I take the water providers, you see that they have increased efficiency over the years. And of course, we don't know exactly why that is, but one of the things is benchmarking. Because what they do in the Netherlands, the water utilities, is they benchmarked until recently voluntarily, and they publish the results of the benchmarking for everybody to read in an effort to increase transparency of the sector, to all stakeholders.
Benchmarking is a process of comparing the cost, time and quality of each organization and compare it to the others. VEWIN, the Association of Water Companies, assisted in implementing the benchmarking system.
This platform, we try to incentivize utilities, or to help them to identify where they can improve. Then I will say this also will mean or will be translated in efficiency gains.
And when a certain indicator is not on track, or when a budget is going to be exceeded in between every month in monthly reports this becomes visible, and managers can react much more quickly to certain deviations from the planning. The main indicators nowadays is the operational costs. So the cost efficiency is very important, especially over the last years, to our management. So we have a board of directors, and they are very keen on keeping the costs low or even lower than before, because VITENZ has gone through a process of various mergers, and their idea, and of course that's the basic concept also of the mergers, that should lead to cost reduction. So they are now very keen on showing that there is cost efficiency. And in respect to customer satisfaction, there's also an increasing attention to customer, appreciating customers, because water utilities naturally don't always have to really be customer focused, because they're monopolists in their area, in fact, at least in the Netherlands. But within VITENZ, customers are much more into the center of the thinking nowadays.
Society, instruments, if you want to increase efficiency, and that increase in efficiency has been proven. So it's not only that it drives, but it also actually results in improved efficiency. So the studies that have been done on the efficiency of the Netherlands drinking water supply sector show an improved efficiency over time. So you could say that efficiency improves continuously.
Efficiency is not against the people, it is for the people.